Assalamualaikum and a very good day. Hi, this presentation is prepared by fellow group members for BOL 500 Research Methodology course. As shown on the slide, today's presentation will be about the intention to e-waste recycling among USM students. Back in February 2020, prior to the first MCO in Malaysia, we are still in this vicious cycle of MCO though. We were shocked by the news on illegal landfill nearby to Sungai Muda. This is not merely about dump site. This is a national crisis. I reckon this is a threat to our water resources. This is a threat to our future. Before we proceed, we would like to outline what is for today's presentation. First, we are going to formulate our research problem and followed by literature review briefly. What is in the literature? Following that, we will address our research goal and objective, our research scope and the significance of the proposed research. Finally, we will talk about how are we going to perform the research. E-waste recycling has not been well practiced in Malaysia. More than 3/4 are not properly handled. Either being disposed of in landfill or was thrown into the river. However, such behavior could lead to environmental hazards, given the substances would leach out, solubilize, and at certain concentration, it would affect our health. For example, research shows that lead could cause intellectual impairment in children, mercury could damage brain and central nervous system, and nickel could lead to lung cancer and cardiovascular diseases. Alarmingly, the generation of household, commercial, and industrial e-waste in Malaysia has grown threefold since 1995. According to the survey conducted by the Department of Statistics Malaysia last year, on average, each household could have one mobile phone and one tele, and 7 out of 10 have access to the computer. Household e-waste generation in Malaysia is expected to grow staggeringly from 1 million units in 2001 to 23 million units in 2025, mostly mobile phone. Mobile phone waste hit 50% of the total e-waste in 2011 and has been increasing since then. The graph shows the estimated household e-waste generation in Malaysia, which includes washing machine, fridge, aircon, tele, computer, and mobile phone. As can be seen, washing machine is the least type of e-waste generated in Malaysia, in contrast to mobile phone. Compared to previous, this graph shows percentage of type of e-waste generated. Contrary to other e-waste, mobile phone and personal computer show a somewhat increasing trajectory. As we all know, there was surge in demand for electronic devices back in 2020. Amid the pandemic, we were on lockdown, obligated to work from home or having an online learning. As such, we could expect higher generation of e-waste than estimated in the near future. E-waste management has grown in interest in the recent years. The topics range from management system practices, policies and regulations, evaluations, to studying consumers' behavior. Notably, e-waste is physically and chemically different from other forms of waste, such that it is both valuable and hazardous. It should not be burned nor disposed of in landfills. In fact, it requires special handling and recycling methods. According to the United Nations University Global E-Waste Monitor, Asia generated the most in 2019, around 25 million metric tons, while the generation of e-waste in Europe was only half of that amount. But per capita basis, Europe was the highest with 16 kg. Asia was the second lowest before Africa with 5.6 kg. Notwithstanding, Europe had the highest collection and recycling rate with 42.5%, which is larger than Asia's, America's, Oceania's, and Africa's combined. When we talk about recycling, first thing first, why do people recycle? And prior to that, why do people intend to recycle? Understanding why is critical to the success of recycling management. Studies of late have been applying the theory of plant behavior to understand this. And apparently, it has been expanded to also include other factors. Why TPB? TPB is a psychological theory, theorizing that our action is upon our belief, attitude, how do we approach subjective norm, what others think of, and positive behavior control, how we think of. Unfortunately, we do not know much about this in Malaysia. Uh, this is some of the research particular to our study of interest. The asterisk symbol refers to local study. Accordingly, there are two studies, one of which apply the theory of plant behavior. That study extended the theory to also include environmental knowledge and awareness. We would like to also note that what do we mean by descriptive in particular? It is purely nominal, and as can be seen, three of local studies have been limited to descriptive analysis. Following that, this research aims to study factors leading to e-waste recycling. Particularly, we'll be looking at the profiling. Is there any significant difference between gender, economic status, and residential type? Then we'll be looking at the relationships between variables. We would like to address that this research and so the findings will be limited to USM, main and Nibung Tebal undergraduate, local undergraduate students, and e-waste is defined according to SW 1110 or 110 code. We believe considering youth behavior into policymaking will help policymakers developing forward-looking policies. This is very important as we are heading to aging nation. We must get it correct at the very first time, not trying to develop and fix. Based on Department of Statistics Malaysia, local population aged 20 to 24 has been stagnant since 2010. The population is around 2.5 million. Percentage of youth from the total Malaysians is also stagnant in the last 3 years at 42.3%. And percentage of younger age group is decreasing, and our median age is on increasing trend from 26 in 2010 to 29 in 2019. That being said, youth group makes the most of our population. Apart from that, this research is definitely in line with our commitment to 2030 Agenda Sustainable Development Goals, having adopted it in 2015. This research is directly related to SDG 11 concerning inclusivity, safety, resilience, and sustainability of cities, and SDG 12 ensuring sustainable consumption and production patterns. Yet, e-waste management also involved with SDG 3 on health and well-being, SDG 6 on clean waste, SDG 8 on everything related to circular economy, and last but not least, SDG 14, life underwater. This will be our theoretical framework. We'll be extending the TPB to include knowledge and awareness on environment, lifestyle, and recycling services and infrastructure. There will be two stages. First, the impact of knowledge and awareness, lifestyle, services, and infrastructure towards attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavior control. Then we'll be testing all six to study the intention to e-waste recycling. The respondent will be random and stratified according to their respective score. For now, we are getting 400 respondents, satisfying 95% confidence level at 5% margin of error. Assumption is made based on local undergraduate students in USM per QS university profile. In our opinion, that is the most reliable public data available given our priority on QS university ranking. But of course, that could change in the future when we have the real number of local undergraduate students in USM. There will be two forms of analysis. As usual, there will be descriptive analysis. For statistical analysis, we will perform either non-parametric or parametric depending on the state of data. If the data fit to a parametric test or have minimal issue where we can transform it easily, then we will proceed with a parametric test. Otherwise, it will be subjected to a non-parametric test. Finally, we will perform SAM analysis to test the relationship. To recap, e-waste generated in Malaysia is increasing and we must manage it properly. However, there is limited local research concerning intention to e-waste recycling. For that, this research proposed extended TPB to address the issue. Here comes at the end of our presentation or recording to be specific. We would like to wish all have a good day. Stay safe, kita jaga kita. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.